Alrighty, so here we go. I saw that some of this, I'm going to try to catch the wind here a little bit and see. This probably won't give me much clout, and that's okay. And it's a little bit of coke, but that's all right. So Hasan Piker bought a, what is it, $2 million house? Hold on. Let me see what we got here. Let me make sure how expensive it is. 2.7 million. Excuse me. So $2.7 million home in West Hollywood. The thing is, I'm not even that mad at that, really. I just think my real cope is that he, he'll stream for like 8 hours a day. I mean, that's a regular fucking job. And the thing is, it's just like, for the most part, it's just like, dude, that's hilarious. Dude, that's, dude, that's so awful, bro. Dude, why are people in chat doing this? Whichever, right? So it's just like, that's the content he produces, where it's just like, okay, he's vaguely progressive, vaguely socialist. He's part of the anti-tanky sort of stuff. It's like, but there's a lot of misnomer here. Here's the misnomer, though, because I know what some people may think or may say. They'll talk about, for example, people like, let's talk about Stalin. Let's just go ahead and get into it. On Stalin's death, right? Where Stalin only had like $4 in his pocket. He had one pair of boots and all this sort of thing. He lived simply. Now, of course, the thing is, of course he did. The fact is that he had a dacha, which many Soviet dignitaries had. He had various swords and everything else. Like I said, I mean, you take it for what it is, right? They had their own car, fancier cars, this and that. Relatively speaking, he lived frugally compared to other wealthy people around the world. But let's not try to make it seem like, oh, well, he was just, he was a man of the people completely. After the revolution, after he became premier, was he really talking to people like that? No. The fact is that he was in his little bubble, and even though he talked to people like Beria and this and that, and of course he had Beria executed. Well, Beria was a scumbag, but I think MLs can even agree with that Beria was a scumbag. But we play this sort of game where it's just like, oh, a socialist is making money, and how dare they? The thing is, though, why people criticize it is here's the criticism. Now, of course, people like Vosh are going to simp, and I'll listen to some of this stuff, but in general, he's doing it because he wants to get his audience. I mean, at least he's honest about it. But the thing is that he'll stream for hours and hours, just like, oh, bro, this and that, oh. And I'm sure his parents, or excuse me, I think his mom lives, at least lives used to live in the apartment that he lived in, and all that as well. So it's just like, it's not going to be him by himself, like I say. Maybe I'm coping over it. But the thing is that if they actually did something with the money, if they actually, like I say, but the thing is, though, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself, but there's a lot of fallout that occurred with Destiny when he gave money to that candidate, and people found out about it. And that candidate lost. Now, was it completely due to Destiny giving that money? Don't know. But the thing is, though, now people are kind of shifting things away and whatnot. I mean, the thing is the popularity of folks and everything else is very fickle, and it's based on numerous things. Is that ultimately people like Hasan Piker have connections. And they aren't radical. They're radical, but they're not full-on radical. Like, we're going to, institute full-on like socialism where we're going to kill the bourgeoisie, this and that. He gives that appearance, and he'll allow that image to a point. But in IRL, he doesn't expect that. The thing is this, having these big houses, this and that. It's the same thing with BLM, right? Where they get all these houses, this and that. They're simply playing the game of, kind of like petite bourgeoisie in a way. They're just playing that sort of game. But the fact is, though, that they are more influential because they know how the system works compared to you and I, right? Now, the thing is, of course, is that Hasan Piker bought this house in West Hollywood. I don't know specifically which neighborhood. I don't really care. The thing is, it's ridiculous because he's in LA, where it's like, if this was somewhere else, I mean, you obviously see the picture here. You got, looks like a little spa and the pool. You got, a little place where you can watch TV and whatnot. I'm sure a lot of this is just for the real estate photos so people can buy it. I don't know what the square footage is, this and that. What I would say, though, is LA, in terms of like real estate, is highly speculative, just like all big cities. The thing is that everything is so inflated in these cities, and cost of living and everything else. Like I say, that's a mansion in Texas. That's a mansion. That's a mansion in Mississippi. That's like the governor's house in Mississippi. I'm not even shitting on Mississippi like that. I'm trying to pronounce it the right way, but yeah, I believe it's Mississippi. But in LA, comparatively, that's relatively small, So, I mean, like I said, I'm trying to be somewhat better faith here. I still think that Hasan Piker is full of it, this and that. But, like I say, I think in general, the hate against him is just, it's sour grapes, in my opinion. And it's also just ridiculousness. Socialist Twitch streamer Hasan Piker, he's more of a progressive. He's not like a socialist, like I say. He's not a, West Hollywood received class betrayal, unleashed an online debate on leftist Twitter. Be flat out unethical. If you have, another person argued, if you have money for a $3 million home, you have money to redistribute wealth. Fellow YouTuber Ethan Klein tweeted that there is a difference between making millions on Twitch and paying 50% in taxes, and Jeff Bezos being worth $150 billion and paying no taxes, before adding that he was happy Piker is crushing it. 3,800 square foot property, which he bought for himself and his family, boasts 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, and a pool. Formerly part of the show Young Turks, la 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 la. Yeah, he was involved with the Twitch stream with AOC and Elon Omar. Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, one of the top 10 earners on Twitch, making close to $1.6 million, 1.06 million off the streaming platform. So, like I say, man, I mean, I try to take it all with a grain of salt, where it's like, I try to put it into the proper perspective. At the end of the day, people like Hasan Piker are going to be, instigators who don't really change anything. And they'll, of course, be like, they'll play the centrist game, for example. And they played the centrist game so much with, the recent Israel Palestine stuff, where it's just like, I'm glad that the Iron Dome works. I'm glad that works against Hamas missiles, this and that. And just like, well, Islam means this. And, like I say. So I try to take what he says with a huge grain of salt, because he's very much, especially when it comes to the Israel-Palestine stuff. He's very much a centrist, very much like, we don't want to see, Jews get killed, but Palestinians, this and that. It's just like I say, it's very boring. Anyway, I wasted 10 minutes talking about some straight bullshit, but I think I put it out there. Get a little bit of clout. That's not even me saying, oh, Hasan Piker, you're crushing it. No, you're living middle class in Los Angeles, Good for you, I guess, And, I don't know. That's all I had to say, really. Anyway, see you later. Goodbye.